Cool. Yeah, so got my audio issue sorted. Welcome back to Marketo-Fu. My name is Joe Reitz, and today what we're going to talk about just briefly here is no screen share, none of that, just talking about program acquisition. So every lead in your Marketo instance should have a acquisition program set, and if it doesn't, there's a system smart list under analytics that can tell you which leads don't have an acquisition program. And the reason this is important is when you go down to do reporting later, which you might not be equipped to do today, but later when you are, what you're going to want to do is be able to see what programs you're going to want to measure. What programs were good at acquiring new leads? How did lead gen work across your instance? And in Marketo terminology, if you have RCA, this is called first touch attribution. It's just measuring that acquisition. The other multi-touch attribution measures success across all your programs and helps you just get an overall sense of marketing's influence on generating revenue. But acquisition is very important for just knowing how effective your leads are at getting leads to come into your system. So there's two ways to mark acquisition program fundamentally. One is if you have a form inside of a program, it's automatically going to set the acquiring program to the program it lives in. So if I have, for example, a content program where you go to a landing page, you fill out a form, you download a white paper. Just by the simple fact of a user filling out that form on that landing page inside that program is going to be set as their acquisition program. So nothing you need to do. Like I said on the last video about forms though, I prefer to keep all my forms in the design studio and not have anything live at the program level, which the sacrifice there is you introduce the possibility of not marking acquisition properly. So you can do this via a flow step, and simply to do that, just in any smart campaign, just like our best practice program structure where you have the folder for progression statuses, soon as they progress to any of the next status, I would encourage you to mark them as acquired by that program. So just change data value. If acquisition program is empty, change to whatever that program is. So again, that's a change data value. Now that I think about it, maybe I should do a screen share. Let me pull this up real quick. So when I promised you live live imperfect YouTube or Marketo tutorials, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just not ideally. So okay, let me share this. All right. Okay, so we're in Marketo now. I talked myself into it. So if I wanted to, let's see, do I have a smart campaign built anywhere? That would be too easy. So I don't. But in this scheme, like when I had progression statuses, I might name it 01, or I might do opened email, for example. Depending on what your progression statuses are, I actually don't know what we have set up in the sandbox offhand. And you see my OCD about dragging it into the folder right away that it's going to live in. So you set this up just like you normally would. So in this case, opens email is whatever email was in this program. I don't know if I have any approved. I don't. And then the flow, if you wanted to adjust the acquisition program, so we'd have the typical stuff in there for like change program status to. Okay, so these don't really map to what the example I'm saying, but let's say it was clicked or whatever, or opened email. Then what you'd want to do in order to write the acquisition program, the way I like doing it in any smart campaign is just if acquisition program is empty, change acquisition program to whatever this program is called, 2016-06 TS. Boom. And then if there is an acquisition program already, what this is going to prevent is you overwriting it with this data. other, because if you just said change data value for acquisition program to this, it's going to overwrite any acquisition data, and then that's not going to give you a good idea of which are the programs that are acquiring leads. So again, this has been a very, very quick and hasty, ill-prepared tutorial on how to set up acquisition program across your instance. But if you have any questions, hit them up in the comments or in the Marketo community, and we will talk again very soon.